News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Bringing you news on Monaco's economy, culture, sports and more. Welcome to News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Coming up on News.mc, discover past week's top stories and meet the people who make Monaco.
My name is Didier de Cotigny. I'm Délégué Artistic of the Orchestre Philharmonique de Monte-Carlo, and you are watching News.mc on Monaco Info.
What's been making headline in the past week? The Princess Grace Academy concluded its academic year with a spectacular gala performance at the Salle Garnier of the Opera de Monte-Carlo on June the 20th. Hosted by Lucas Massala and attended by members of the princely family, including the Princess of Hanover and Melanie Antoinette de Massy, the event showcased the talent of students aged 13 to 18. 5 graduating dancers who began their training during the pandemic took center stage alongside younger pupils. The evening featured works by French composers, including a striking Bolero by Ravel, choreographed by Michel Rahn. The performances offered the public a rare glimpse into the demanding and diverse training that defines one of Monaco's most prestigious artistic institutions. Monaco welcomed the summer solstice with the joyful sounds of the annual Fête de la Musique, transforming the Principality into a stage for celebration on June the 21st and 22nd. At the lively Place du Marché, families gathered to enjoy nostalgic live sets that brought together old-school rock and upbeat rhythms in a relaxed, communal setting. Later in the evening, the action shifted to Port Hercule, where DJ Mosiman turned the waterfront into a vibrant open-air club, complete with dancing lights and a crowd of residents and visitors. The free event captured the essence of Monaco's summer spirit, open, festive and full of rhythm, marking the start of a season where culture and community take center stage. Monaco marked its participation in the World Business Angels Investment Forum Investor Week from June the 23rd with a dynamic program at Monaco Tech welcoming entrepreneurs, investors and innovators. Organised with the Monaco Economic Board and the Young Economic Chamber, the event promoted the Principality as a serious destination for business and innovation. Pierre-André Chiappori, Finance Minister, stated that he hoped that young entrepreneurs will include Monaco as a startup hub on their potential countries list. With over 40 countries involved globally, Monaco positioned itself as an attractive base for startups, thanks to its supportive ecosystem and access to decision makers. Local founders shared success stories, offering advice and encouragement. The event helped shift perceptions, showcasing Monaco not just as a luxury hub, but as fertile ground for global entrepreneurship and investment. Monaco's Public Safety Service formally welcomed its newest police recruits in a ceremony held at the Auditorium Rainier III on June the 23rd. The 2025 class, named the Napoléon de Lalande promotion, includes 27 agents and 7 lieutenants who completed an intensive year of training at Monaco's Police Academy. Instruction combined legal theory, operational drills, defense techniques, and internships across different police divisions. Graduates were awarded their epaulettes and ID cards in the presence of Interior Minister Patrice Celario and senior officials. Assignments include postings in the judicial, urban and night patrol units. Many expressed pride and a deep sense of duty. One recruit, a former scout, called it the fulfillment of a lifelong calling. All officers begin active duty on the 9th of July, united in their mission to protect Monaco and serve with honour. The 16th Monaco Private Label Summit took place on June the 23rd and placed art at its core, with this year's theme exploring the economic and cultural value of collecting. Held in the Principality and led by Monaco Private Label Director Chloe Buscagli, the summit brought together 100 influential members from over 30 countries for a series of conferences on investment in art. Speakers highlighted Monaco's growing cultural ecosystem, from the Grimaldi Forum to auction houses, as fertile ground for nurturing new collectors. Renowned art advisor Simon Depury urged participants to develop personal taste and knowledge before investing. As interest in cultural assets rises globally, Monaco positions itself as a compelling hub for collectors, investors, and future-facing cultural dialogue. The traditional Batafuegu bonfire illuminated Palace Square on June 23rd as Monaco celebrated the feast of St. John the Baptist. Following a religious service at the Palatine Chapel dedicated to St. John, the fire marked both a spiritual and seasonal rite, ushering in the summer solstice. An ancient Monegasque tradition, the Batafuegu reflects St. John's historic role as one of the original patron saints of the Grimaldi family, predating Saint Devote. Locals gathered in a festive atmosphere to honor the occasion with joy and community spirit. The Betclic Elite final delivered pure drama as Monaco's Roca team refused to roll over, battling past Paris Basketball 80-74 in Game 4 to level the series at 2-2. Eli Okobo racked up 19 points, Matthew Strazel hit clutch threes, and Monaco's defense did the rest, setting up a winner-takes-all showdown in the French capital. And what a showdown it was. On Tuesday night, Paris Basketball made history, clinching their first-ever French championship with a nail-biting 99-93 victory over Monaco. TJ Shorts once again lived up to his name, delivering a towering performance with 27 points, snatching finals MVP honors before his move to Panathinaikos. Monaco had the edge heading into the fourth, but Shorts flipped the script, steering Paris to a famous title-winning triumph. Next up, our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Didier de Cotigny. I'm délégué artistic of the Orchestre Philharmonique de Monte-Carlo. I was born in Morocco, out of all places, in the south of Morocco, which is quite unexpected. But my parents were living at the time in Agadir. And then from there I went to Paris to enter the Institute of Political Sciences in Paris, Rue Saint-Guillaume. And then I stayed 30 years in London after that, where I suddenly went for my first love, which was music, because I was always fanatic of classical music. And then I ended up being an executive in a major record company, international. So that was what happened in London, and I stayed with them 28 years exactly, to be precise. And basically I thought I would never come back to France. And in 2001, when I was really fed up with the record business because it was going to a direction I started hating, and I said I would love to look after or in an opera house or in a symphony orchestra. And then suddenly, out of all places, somebody from France contacted me, who was looking for somebody to run the Orchestre National de France. I did a really good job, I think, at the Orchestre National, and in the meantime, the offer to come to Monaco come up from Kazuki Yamada, and then Kazuki convinced me. I said, Monaco? I said, are you joking? And then I said, why not? And then in fact I realized that Monaco is a good orchestra, is alone, and I said, oh God, that sounds quite an easy, nice position to be in. So in the end, we built up an artistic policy for the orchestra, which sort of gave, a certain direction to the orchestra, and also improved the results of the orchestra, and also improved the motivation of the orchestra as well. And frankly, I think the orchestra I met when I arrived and the orchestra today, I'm really proud of the results. This opera house is a jewel. It is like a gift. Because, you get but the only problem it has is it doesn't take more than 510 or whatever inside, which is amazing. It's like being in your salon at home and listening to music, because the acoustically is absolutely impeccable. We are extremely lucky because we have got this opera house here, but we have got the Grimaldi Forum, which enables us to do much bigger size opera productions. We have got the Auditorium Régnier 3, which is a very good auditorium. It's not the most beautiful hall inside, but acoustically, it's got a very good acoustic. So when you do a Mozart symphony, a Haydn symphony, the Auditorium Régnier 3 is a perfect hall to do that. You need the Grimaldi Forum because the volume of sound produced for these symphonies is far too big for the size of the Régnier 3. When I was back at the National, is the time that Notre Dame burnt. And basically, I got involved with Orchestre National de France. We got involved to do a fundraising concert at my local cafe. there is a Sri Lankan barman, who serves me every morning when I'm in Paris. And he said to me, "Oh, did you have something to do with the concert last night? Because we had it on the television and everybody watched it." He said, "Can you tell me what you played at the end?" And it was the final chorus of the Saint Matthew Passion. The guy had never heard classical music. He said, "Can you tell me what it was? Because I would love to listen to it again." And I called the people at the TV, say, "You see that? The guy, Sri Lankan, never heard any classical music and things like that. He heard it because they had it in the cafe yesterday because they thought it was nice to put that because it was for Notre Dame, and all the people who were in the cafe watched it." It's the two choruses of the Saint Matthew Passion got the biggest audience, and they were undisturbed. Monaco is spending a lot of money on culture, which is amazing. And I think it's probably one of the greatest exports of Monaco in the end, which gives also a testament or testimony of what excellence is. But I mean, you have the ballet, which is spectacularly good. You have the opera, who gives very high-level performances and very high-level results. And basically is what we are working towards. In my job, what I like is the vicinity with the artist, because, I work for two major orchestras in Paris, international, orchestras, like Orchestre de Paris, Orchestre National. But the musicians I invite, I couldn't spend as much time as I spend with them here. And also get them attracted by the place and making them feel comfortable, like at home, like it's a family, you know what I mean, and things like that. There is a real human aspect to the way you deal with the artists, which make them want to come back. 2 days ago, we had a very important pianist, Grigory Sokolov, who is really one of the top 5 pianists today. He said he's always stunned by the quality of listening. He said, "I know here," he said to me, "that people are really profoundly listening. And then you feel like you have to give more, and give your really best. You see it's getting somewhere." And he described that very well to me. I was really impressed with what he said.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover the full interview and more stories on our websites, News.mc and MonacoInfo.com. Next week we will receive David Yakubashvili, collector and philanthropist. This show is intended to provide a summary of the past week's top stories for the English-speaking audience. For daily and real-time news updates in English, please visit News.mc and subscribe to our free daily newsletter. For French news, visit MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.